Hiya, sorry about that. Hi, I'm Subu, bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make a double cascading card. So I'm starting off with a piece of card that is 11 3/4 by 7. So we're going to put it in our trimmer at on the 11 3/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 7/8. So line it up at 7/8. Make sure that it's exact 7/8. So I'm taking my time because I want to make sure it's exact. Okay, and then we're going to score. Then we're going to move it to 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 and score. And 2 5/8. So 2 5/8 and score, and 3.5. Okay, 3.5. Right. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to rotate it 180 so your score lines are on your right. And again, we're going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to put it in at 7/8 of an inch. So 7/8 of an inch. 1 3/4. So 1 3/4. Score it. And 2 5/8. 2 5/8. 2 5/8. And then 3.5. 3.5. Okay. Now we're going to turn it onto the 7-inch side, and we're going to use our right hand side of our trimmer. I'm going to put my score blade out of the way, put it in at 7/8. So you want to be putting it in at 7/8 on the right hand side, so make sure you've got that level. I'm going to bring my cutting blade up now, make sure that's absolutely bang on, and then I'm going to cut down to my third score line. So I'm going to do 1 2 and stop on my third score line. And how I'm going to make sure that that is right is I'm just going to lift up, is that your score line is there, look, and on this side of your trimmer, you on your blade, you've got that little mark. Line that up with your score line, and then without moving your card, so make sure you've still got that at 7/8. I'm going to lift up my track and then place the blade at the bottom, and then I'm going to come up 3 score lines. So that's 1 score line, 2 score line, 3 score line. Okay, and then I'm going to take that out, so you should have 2 pieces like that. I'm going to get my scissors now, and I'm just going to cut down that third score line to meet that, so it will cut off that bit there. To the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same, so it will cut down that third score line, which will cut off your block of 3. So it should end up like that. I'm then going to place it back now with this side that I've just cut, and I'm going to again place that at 7/8. So make sure you get that at 7/8. And this time I'm only going to cut down to the first score line. So I'm going to cut down to that very first score line, lift up my track, and then I'm going to, without moving my card, keeping it steady, I'm going to come up just 1 score line. Cut up 1 score line. There we go. Move that out of the way a minute, and then I'm just going to cut down to that first score line to my cut line. There we go, and do the same at the other side. So right on the end there. That's it. I'm going to cut that like that. Okay, and now we're going to turn. So I've got the right hand side with your cutouts towards you, and I'm just going to cut a diagonal, so from the score line there going across to where I've cut. So I'm going to get my scissors in and just do a diagonal right across like that, and then the L that we've got there, I'm going to do the same. So it's your second score line in. I'm going to line up my scissor blade and cut down there. Okay, so that will shape. So I'm going to do exactly the same at the other side. So I'm going to go to, it's the fourth score line that I'm just getting my blades, so it cuts that diagonal. So I'm cutting from the score line to there, so it's giving me that nice diagonal, and then I'm missing one, and so this is the second score line. Again, I'm lining that up, and I'm going to cut diagonal to the edge that I've cut there, so you'll end up with it looking like that. Okay, so move those out of the way. So now I'm going to fold the fourth score line, so I'm going to bring in my edge, and I'm just going to use my bone folder, making sure that you've got a straight edge there, so that's straight edge, and then I'm just going to crease down that score line. So that was the fourth score line, 1 2 3 4. I've folded that in, and that would be a valley fold. Now I'm going to do a mounting fold, so I'm going to bring it back on itself. I'm looking to make sure that these bottom parts are level, and again I'm just going to score on there. Then I'm going to bring the next one in and making sure I've got that level. I'm going to bring that in, and then the last one over, so it makes a concertina. Right, I like these nice and crisp, so I'm going to go back in again like this, like that. That should make them nice and crisp there. I'm going to repeat that now. So 1 2 3 4 score line, I'm going to fold it in. I'm going to make sure that the bottom is level, so giving me a nice square base there. So then I'm going to fold it back on itself, making sure again that that is all square, and fold it back on itself, making sure that they're level. And this is Night of Navy, by the way, if I didn't say the colour. Okay, so we've got two springy bits there now. Right, now that's fine. Yep. Okay, now I've got a piece of DSP. So my DSP I'm going to place here, but I'm wanting to use 6 by 6. So I've showed you this type of thing before. Because this is 7 inches and I want to use 6 by 6, I'm going to use coordinating card to actually make this turn into 6 by 6. So what I've done is I cut a piece of 7/8. I'll just double check for you. Yes, I'm right. I cut a piece of 7/8 and then just completely put that in my trimmer and made it balanced. I'll show you how I did that. So I cut a strip 7/8 by it's just over 4.5. So I'm going to bring this up because we've got to go into 16. So I cut my DSP this width as well. So if you go to the 4.5 and then you just push it that one along, that has made you 9/16. So you want a piece that is 9/16. So again, put it in at 4.5, just push it on along one, and that'll make you 9/16. and you want that by 7/8. And then I just put this in my trimmer, the 7/8 piece in my trimmer, and I just balanced it up, looking at the edges either side to get that absolutely in the middle. Okay, so I balanced that in the middle. There we go. So I did it there, which actually is 16s, so that would be 9/16, so that's sorry, 8/16, so it's 7/16 on either side, and cut it straight down the middle. So this again is your putting it on at your 4.5 and moving it along that just that little bit, so that makes you 4 9/16. So we're going to place this in, and I'm going to place my 2 pieces in, so this will give me a little bit of a border either side. So I'm just going to see, there we go. So move it in position, so it should be leaving about 16th-ish there either side. So I'm going to glue that in now. So I'll just take this first. So this is Melon Mambo that I am coordinating it with, and we're just going to leave a little bit of a border, so it'd be about that. Just make sure that that's there, and then we'll just pop that on. Yeah, that's about right. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put my DSP on. So you can use any DSP, any coordinating DSPs, and if you wanted to just do DSP in this place rather than if you are using 12x12 DSP, all you need to do is cut a 4 9/16 by 6 7/8 is what you cut. Okay, as I say, I've got loads of 6x6, and I'm trying to get down it, so I wanted to use 6x6, so I often do this. There we go, lovely. Okay, now I am going to do the back piece first. So I've already cut out, now these are called, I'll just bring it out, Peaceful Season dies, these were. Just double check, I'm sure I'm right in that. Yeah, Peaceful Seasons dies. Yeah. So I used the largest one of this, very pretty die. And I'm going to put it on an angle like this. So I'm going to put it so it's diamond shape. And then I have just chosen a stamp for my sentiment. And I'm going to do Night of Navy. So we're going to just do Night of Navy. I didn't get that, did I? So to actually do my sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to line that up. I think that's about right. There we go. There we go, lovely. Move that out of the way, close up that. Okay, and then bring back in my card, and then this is just going to stick down. Okay, so I'll stick that roughly in the middle. Yeah, so I'm only eyeballing it, I'm not measuring it. There we go. Right, now did I think I did do this, that, yes. So I'm then going to have a piece that is, this is 6 1/8, so it's 6 1/8 by 2 5/16. So you want 2 5/16 going across there. So if you put it to 2 1/4 and move it 1 along, that gives you the 5/16 by your 6 1/8. You want 2 of those. So I've got 2 of these, and then I have yeah, that's my DSP. So again, I've done this. So this is 6 inches, of course, because that's the DSP length. So I've worked it into it, and then I've made this. Actually, I've made that. Let me just check that. Check my nose just to make sure that I'm not telling you wrong with that. That's the back piece. Yeah, I did do 5 1/16, yeah, by 6. Yeah, so I have actually made that more or less 2 1/4. So I think, yeah, I have. So I've got a little tiny bit on the sides, but a bigger bit on the top and the bottom, because I thought, oh, and I want to use this side. Now, have I done that? No. Right, I thought that was wrong. They're the pieces. Sorry, I'll just double check those. So these, that's right. That's why it didn't work out. I know this should have been a 16. So this is 2 3/16. That's right. 2 3/16 by 6 inches. Yes. That's right, and it should, my pattern I wanted to go down. So where's my, is that the other one? Just got to check. Yes, there we go. So I'm going to glue these on now. Okay, so I decided to use the front and back of the DSP, covering this beautiful shiny paper up. Don't like doing that, but so that's why I've now got equal increments. I thought that was a bit odd that I'd done that. So it's when you prepare days before, so you can sometimes lose your train of thought. But if you watch the video and then make it afterwards, then that's the safest thing to do. And then you see if I've made any errors, that I can bring it back again. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so equal increment all the way around. So what I'm doing to one, I'm going to do to the other, so we're balancing it. Okay, I decided to cut out of the amaryllis, artful amaryllis. I decided to cut this shape out of them, and I don't know whether you, yes, you can see what I've used is something that I got a long time ago from Stampin' Up, and it's called all-purpose ink, and it's rose gold. And I just used a sponge dauber, and I just sponged over all the edges roughly to make it a little bit different. Okay, and also in the amaryllis set you've got these like little things there, and decided to cut that out in the DSP, and I thought I might stick these behind it, so I don't want it to come on front. Yeah, so I thought I might stick them behind. Now, however, I cut out the amaryllis, these stems. I thought I'd stick the stems on, and so I've got one for each, and then I'm going to stick these around. Okay, now you'll have to be careful because really we don't want to go over the edges, because these will come together like this, and I really don't want those sticking over the edge like that. So I might have a look how things are looking to how I am going to do these. So if I do them at an angle like this, that's going to come over, and I can't afford that to come over. So I think actually I'm going to ignore those things there, and I'm going to stick them further down like that, I think, because as I say, I don't want them going over. And I think possibly now I'm maybe straightening it up, so I am seeing. So you're seeing how I think about things as I go along. I'm gonna, that needs to come in as much as possible. Doesn't matter if it overlaps that. I think I can even kind of put that going down. Right, I will do that. So first of all, I'm going to stick on the stalk. So I'll stick the stalk on to start with. There we go, and going to have that just about an inch up, I think. And then I'm going to stick glue on the bottom parts of these, not on all of it. And the reason being is because I'm going to stick those petals in it, remember. So I want to be able to tuck them behind. So I'm going to only put glue on the first part. I'm going to make sure, remember, that I can't go over that edge. So I've got to be careful of that edge, but I need to cover up that green. So that's okay. That's okay so far. And then again, sticking that bit on there. I can go taller up there. In fact, I think I might tuck that underneath that top bit, so I might put that on first and then come again with this one. So this is sticking over. Remember, I've got to keep that going under there, and then I'll come again at the bottom, making sure it doesn't go over that edge. What we've got to be careful of. Okay, so now I'm looking to tuck my things in, so I'm just going to put some at the bottom and just tuck them in. I think I'll look for like that. This one can tuck in there. And this one can be a bit gold there. And then we'll have this come in. I've got to be quite careful with these because that's got to go really far down now, because can't have it sticking out. So I've got to make sure that that goes down there. It's all right to go level with it. You're all right going level with it, but it can't go further down. Make sure it tucks in, and don't want it showing at the side either. Yeah, I think I've got away with that now. And another one here. I think I should have done these in a different colour thinking about it, but So they're not quite standing out as much as what I wanted them to stand out. There we go. So that's one done. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm going to stick this on. And there is a I'll tell you in a minute. So I want to make sure that's about the same. Right. There we go. And we're going to just do the same again with this. So we're just going to go at the top. Go at the top. Now these are going to be quite hidden. You won't see much of these really, to be honest, because it's the front. You just kind of see a bit of them. So make sure that that's level with the edge, not poking over. Again, make sure that this doesn't poke over. Get down a bit. There we go. And should be one more somewhere. Where are you? Right, that will probably you'll probably find that later. I know I cut enough out. It's here. There we go. Put it right out of the way, so this can go down a bit more. Make sure it's covering up. Okay, that helps. There we go. Stop moving. Stop moving on me. Okay. And then we've got these infillers to go on now. So I can go up there. Can go in there. And got that. Go there. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, it's good. And put that out down the side. I seem to have missed one. So that one on there. That one going in there. And then there should be two more somewhere. Right, I'm not going to worry if I don't see them. Not going to worry. I know I found them. Now cut enough out, so they'll be there. I'll get this one really tucked in there, and then this one. Tucked in. As long as it's not on the edge. There we go. Now I did think, well said or something, what you called, I've moved them. Wanted to say, guys, there's a lovely bow in here, and I'm going to cut a bow out in a few minutes, and I thought it would look nice with a bow down there, so I'm going to put a bow later down there. So that is how I'll finish them off. However, we'll bring back in our card now. And so I like to put glue all on. So not the first panel, the second panel, right to the top and down below. And just this has got, and then I like to place that tuck it in there. Make sure it's level with your bottom. That's it. And just give that a good press down. And then we're going to do the other side. So not your first one, glue on your second panel. And just bring this up. And again, we're just going to put that in, buttered it up, make sure it's level with the bottom. So they should be level, yeah. That's nice. And then just give it a good press down. Okay. There we go. Right, now we're going to concentrate. We'll leave that to dry. Oh, right, now I wanted to measure this bit. I just got some ready, but I didn't measure. I was a bit lazy and I couldn't figure out what it would be, so I thought I need to do it. So when I've done it, so 5 1/4, just double measure again. Measure twice, cut once. Yeah, 5 1/4. That's right, 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. So 1 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. Just put that along there. So 5 1/4 by. So 5 1/4, what did I decide I wanted it by? I think, yeah, 2 inches I decided, hadn't I? Oh no, I didn't. I decided smaller, didn't I? Let me think. What was I going to do? I think this was the right width that I decided. Oh, I did. Yeah, I did go for 2 inches. So 2 inches. So 2 inches. So 2 inches by 5 1/4. Oh, that's not right. Yes, it is. What am I doing? 5 1/4, and that needs to be 5 1/4. Okay, that's better. So 2 inches by 5 1/4. So now we want 1 7/8. Yeah, 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. So that's one piece. So I said, that's it. 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. There we go. So we're now going to do these two now. So we should have nice equal increments all the way around. So such pretty paper it is. There are so many lovely papers that Stampin' Up have actually produced, some gorgeous ones. I can't have it stuck in my cupboard doing nothing, or in my drawer. My 6 by 6 I keep in a drawer. My 12 by 12s I put side by side in my cube. So equal increment all the way around. That's it. And then ahead of time I've cut out, these were from the frame floret dies. I think you can get them in clearance, I think. And I've cut 4 of these because I'm going to put them, one going around the top. So I'm just making sure that it's not going over. Remember, we don't want it going over the edges. So I'm just going to do that again. And so I've put one going that way, and then I'm going to bring one in. So I'm looking at here to make sure it's not going over there. So more or less, they just go on top of one another like that. So what we do to one, we'll do to the other. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So I just really wanted to show that the amaryllis dies are not just for Christmas. You can team them up as just normal flowers, I feel. So let's get that in about the same position. A minute, I want it round a bit, don't I? There we go. There we go, and then bring the other one in. So again, I'm just gonna dot it on. Now don't dot all over the place, just allow its movement and to move about. So again, I'll make sure that this doesn't go over the edge but is in about the same position. Okay, right, now from the amaryllis I've cut out the two parts to it to build up the flower. I'm just going to round, so I'm going to round each of the petals down. So I'm rounding, oh, I don't keep dropping it, so I'm giving some movement to it, but then I'm going to kind of push up my petals, so I'm giving it sort of that humped look. So I'm going to do the same with these, so I'm going to round it and then round it and then lift it up a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to stick the narrow one on top. I'm just going to decide which way I want the flower to go. It'll be fine, and press it down. I am then going to use a dimensional, so I've got some mini dimensionals somewhere abouts. Here we go. So I'm just going to put a mini dimensional behind it. Okay, so I'm going to put that right in the middle there, and then I'm going to stick that just so that covers where the two meet. Okay, so I'm going to do that, press it down, push those in a bit, let them come up. That's it, give it plenty of movement. It up a bit. Okay, so I've got that, and then you get this beautiful little I won't say stamen, I don't know whether I'm right, but I'm just going to round that. I've cut this out in the foil that matches the foil for this, but do match, you could do it in silver, you could do, and I'm just going to put that in the middle, and I'm just going to press that down in the middle. There we go. And then I've got the well said want to say, should I say it, want to say, I'm just going to bend these down slightly. I'm going to get dimensional again on the back there, right where the hole is really. But right in the middle there, and then I'm just going to place this roughly about there, and again I'm going to just go with this going up. Now I don't know whether to risk it, I'll try it and just put it in the middle, push it down there, and that should have taken up, yeah, that's stuck with the dimensional. Okay, so do the other one. So I've cut out 4 of these, so I'm just going to bend them down a little bit to give them a bit of movement, then put my dimensional in the middle like that, and then roughly have that going over there. Like there. So I'm looking roughly about the gap, doesn't matter if they're different, that's absolutely fine. Flowers, as I keep saying, are all different. So I'm just rounding these up a bit, and then I'm just going to pop that in the middle of the flower, and then just using my bone folder to press that down. Okay, so that's looking pretty. Right, so I'm going to do what I've done to one, going to do to the other. So again, I'm just going to round these petals. I'm rounding them and then just pushing them up. Do the same with the others. Now I could have actually done some of the mixed media on this, the rose gold on these, but I decided I'd leave them alone. Right, so putting the little one on top. So however you feel comfortable making up your flower. Okay, doesn't matter if they're not same, because as I keep saying, flowers are not identical. So come on. Gone funny somewhere. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot to switch my sound off before I went live, sorry. And then I'm going to put that in roughly in the middle. So if you put them together, roughly see where you've put the other one. No, don't have to be absolutely identical. Come on, flower. Right, so again, took it up. Doesn't seem to. Getting fussy with that flower. I'm going to leave it. Okay, right, let's do that. Okay, and put some glue on the back. Then pop it in the middle. I'm bringing my bone folder just to push it down there. There we go. And then we're going to do the same with these other little ones. So bring them down, rounding them down, warming them up, rounding them down. Little dimensional in the middle. And peel off the back. Put it about in the same place. Just get those about there. And then I'll bring in this, rounding it up. Okay, and oh, I went with the dimensional, didn't I? Popping that in, doing this one. So this is the last one. So I hope you're well. Thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. So put that roughly in the same position-ish as that one, and then bring up this one. Okay, and then stick it in the middle. Just finishes it off with the gold. I really like it. There we go. There. Right. Now, not finished. Find my little that's in the corner there. Trying to get to them. Yeah, I've got to them. So I've got some of the sparkly gems that I'm just going to stick in the centre. Why not add more bling when we can? Okay, this card's already going to be thick, so I've already got to send it or hand deliver it, so it doesn't matter how thick it is now at this point. So I'm adding what I want to it. So I do a mixture. I try and do some cards that are flat to send in the post, like the last two that I've made, and then I can't resist making fancy ones that will have to go large letter or hand deliver. So there we go. This lady, she's got her birthday, and then she's got her anniversary, or her anniversary then a birthday. So oh, actually I think it is, it's their anniversary then it's a birthday. Right, so now we are going to put this on here. So we're going to just load up with glue our last panel. Yeah, so we'll just put that on there. Just make sure that it's level with the outside. So you want it to be level with that and level with your bottom and not wonky. So just make sure that you pay attention to those. Okay, I'm just going to press down, and then we'll come on to this side. So, oh, nearly did the wrong thing. So you can use any of your leaves, any of your flowers you've got, really. So this works. You could, if you've got the bow punch, you could use leaves from the bow punch. I have done the flowers in melon mambo. It's a bit mouthful, isn't it? Melon mambo. So again, make sure they're level at the bottom, and then level with the sides, and then just close that to make sure that's all right. So leave that a moment, and we'll cut out our bows to now I'm undecided. So the jury's going to be out for this one, because I could go for doing blue, or I think, let's see if I've got any of the gold. Oh, actually it's bronze, so let's bring that in a minute. Let's see whether I've got anything that will... Oh yeah, I've got some big pieces, so I'm all right. I've got very little left of it, so as you see, I save all scraps, and this is the reason I save all scraps, because look, that fits on there. So there we go. So put that in. Leave that out of the way a minute. Bring that in. Okay, there we go. So, isn't that beautiful and detailed? Well, if I get a bit of fluff on it, look at that, isn't it beautiful? It's really lovely, that. Right, so I'm going to put that, I'll do one at a time on this. So I'm going to put that, on here, just to make this look very pretty there. So I'm going to put just a dab in the middle, and then sit that on there like that. Just managed to get a blue string hovering over me, and I stuck it straight down on here. There. Before it sets in. Right, let's put that back the right way. There's a possibility that I might put one of the little flowers. I'm going to see whether I want to. No, I might leave it like that. Now, another thing I thought about, you see, I even save bits like this, and the reason being, I've got a tiny butterfly that was Beauty of Bounds, is it? Let's see, Beauty of Bounds, is that one? I think it's Beauty of Bounds, and it's got some tiny, very tiny, yeah, there they go. They've got very tiny butterflies. It's got loads of these in it, and I save these because that will cut me a butterfly out there. I don't know whether it'll cut one out there. And the beauty of this is it gives you lots of the tiny butterflies. So I'm going to use 2 of the single ones. Hopefully that's okay, but we'll see. So I'll run them through. Hopefully I got it. Yeah, so here's a couple butterflies. So I think I might stick these there. So stick them there. I think I might stick it above. I'll stick one up there. Keep thinking about, really, I ought to stick one down there. Yeah, and the bow. Yeah, like that. Right, now I'm going to get another one out there. Let's see, I'm going to see whether I can. Oh, it's very tight. I'm going to go for, no, I'm not going to risk it out of that bit. I'm going to bring in another, see, little bits like this. Perfect. So I've got that. In fact, out of this one, I've got there. So it came with all these. I'm going to stick 2 of them on, and it's got 2 more of those as well. Loads and absolute loads it came with. So I'm going to stick those there so I can run this through in one. Oh, am I going dark on you? Oh, I hope this is not stopping because it didn't warn me. Right, I'm hoping that didn't go dark on you. Right, I'm going to go through here. And let's hope. I think let's run another 2 anyway. So that'll be all right for the other side. So I'm going to stick these on. So stick one up there and another one. Stick that up there. And then we want those. So move those out of the way. So we want another bow. So bring that back in. See where the bow will fit nicely in there. I'm going to cut this off. Okay, run this through. There we go. Okay. Push this out. There we go. And then just put a blob in the middle. And then bring this. So that there, I think. Looks about right, yeah. Right, and then I'm going to bring that up a bit more. So let me put my butterfly dies, because they're tiny, out of the way. Move that out of the way, and we want where's those little tiny gems that I was doing? And they disappeared before my eyes. And I know there's my pokey tool. Oh, found them. Right, so right in the centre of that bow, I'm just going to put a little gem. Okay, and do the same. What I've done to one, I'm going to do to the other. There we go. There, the glue stem. So that, of course, you're going to fold up like that. So that will be how it comes in the card, and then you'll see some of that like that. So it's hard to show you. It comes out better on the pictures for you to see. So I had thought I might. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it. So that's how it'll be. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate that you stopped by. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.